everybody. This is Victor Kilo 4 Golf Romeo Bravo, Gary in Faryiryland. It's just gone 19:30 hours, 7:30 PM Australian Eastern Standard Time, 09:30 UTC. This is Victor Kilo 4 Golf Romeo Bravo, Gary in Faryiryland for a Wednesday night net for the Bunya Mountains and District Amateur Radio Club. It is currently 28.5 degrees Celsius outside, 1.3 K of breeze and 56% humidity. This is Victor Kilo 4 Golf Romeo Bravo, Gary in Faryiryland. I'll now change it over to my club call of VK4 Bravo Alpha Delta for the Bunya Mountains and District Amateur Radio Club. This is Victor Kilo 4 Bravo Alpha Delta. I'd like to thank everybody who will call in or possibly call in tonight. This is Victor Kilo 4 Bravo Alpha Delta. Are now listening for any call-ins, VK4BAD.
VK4 Echo Mike. Good evening, Gary.
VK4 Echo Mike. Got you in there, Merv. You're headed to the shop at the moment. VK4BAD, listening for any other call-ins. VK4BAD listening.
VK4IJP.
Okay, we got VK4 Echo Mike, Merv in Pittswood, and we got VK4IJP, Ian in Proston. It's going to be pulling teeth out tonight, I'd say. This is VK4 Bravo Alpha Delta. Listening for any other call-ins, VK4BAD. Okay, at the moment there, not much else happening at the present time. Good evening there, Merv. Good evening there, Ian. Most likely we'll have someone else pop up shortly. You never know. At the moment, there's only the three of us. So it might be another quick net tonight. As I said, the WX is 28.3 degrees outside, 0.3 K of breeze, and 56% humidity. So the only thing that's not changed is the humidity. High. Actually, it's not been a bad sort of a day compared to yesterday. Yesterday I was a little bit on the warm side. I've been getting beautiful phone messages, kept on telling me that there's a heat wave. I hate to tell them, but it's summer. We're in the middle of summer. It's usually this hot in the middle of summer. Where's the heat wave? Cyclone in the Coral Sea has been very confusing the last week. I'm not too sure yet. Is it a cyclone or not? I haven't. I had a look at this morning's stuff, and it still wasn't a cyclone when I looked. And I've been busy today, so I haven't had a chance to look at the modules. But for what I'm looking at, it was this time last week supposed to be in a category 4, high 4, very low 5, and it was going to come in just around near Mackay and exit out near the Gold Coast with a lot of rain, and it was supposed to be a Category 1 on the return on the outbound trip. Today, looking at the models, I'm putting it as a category. Going to be putting it as a Category 1. The weather forecasters are saying Cat 2, so it still ain't formed. There is a very slim possibility that it's not going to form, but that's very slim for what I was looking at. And stand by. VK4 Bravo Alpha Delta returning. It looked like it's going to be a very a Category 1 for what I'm looking at. As I said, the weather forecasters are saying Category 2, so but they were saying a low 2, so we're pretty well on the same path, and it's going to depart around about the Rocky area, or around that area. It's not going to no, it's not going to depart out to the east. It's going to go to the west. Today's models were showing that it's going to go to the west, to South Australia. So it's heading down that way. We're not going to get anything out of it, there, fellas, for the modelling which I've been looking at today. So I'm looking at a Cat 1, and it's going to the west, or to the southwest, and we're going to get nothing at all out of it, there, fellas. Okay, this is VK4 Bravo Alpha Delta for the Bunya Mountains and District Amateur Radio Club. I've just done a little bit of what you class as time wasting to see if we could get anyone else in. This is VK4BAD. Listening for any other call-ins? VK4BAD listening? Okay, we'll start the first round. We'll see what we get. There's at least 4 people I know that could be a possible call-in, but I don't know if they're probably doing something else. Hi. Okay, VK4 Echo Mike. Good evening there, Merv. VK4BAD. Over to you.
Okay, Gary, roger that. VK4BAD and the group. VK4 Echo Mike. Well, just to, settle your nerves down there, it has been branded as a cyclone. It is Category 1. Over 100k wind in the middle. And later today, they were showing it on TV. And, from one of the satellites, and it had all cloud cover over us here, over Toowoomba and over us. And I looked outside and there wasn't a cloud in the sky here. So I don't know what the satellite was looking at, but it wasn't right anyway. Yeah, unfortunately, we're not going to get anything out of it, which is a real shame. With weather here, temperature's been up around the 40. And one of the other fellows said that it was over the King and Roy area there was about 44. So that's getting a bit too warm, isn't it? I spent most of the morning in Toowoomba. I had an appointment with a skin specialist, and have to wait nearly 3 months to get an appointment. Just if your leg's falling off or your arm or something like that, or cancer's taken you over, and you got to wait so long to get in. It seems a bit ridiculous, doesn't it? Anyway, they rang and said that there was a cancellation and I could go in today, so I went in this morning. And, they laid me, I had to get undressed and laid me out on the table. They went over with some UV light or something from top to bottom, because I had to get referred there. You got to get referred if you haven't been there for 12 months or something. So I had to get a referral from my doctor, and I don't know what he put in the letter, but the skin surgeon guy said, "Oh, where have you had trouble, before? What's been giving you trouble?" I said, "Well, nothing. I'm just here to, and he said, oh. Anyway, yes, they certainly get a good pay rate. It cost me $500 for, I went in his room and sat there for about half an hour, no, maybe not, maybe quarter of an hour. Then he came in and he had a brief chat, shone the light over me and, gave a couple of squirts and things and told me to get dressed again, which was nothing. One of the lady helpers gave me a couple of shots and I lay there for about 10 minutes, 15 minutes before he came in and, he cut out or did or whatever. And wouldn't have been a minute. And then the girl said, he said you can go now and get dressed again. So I got dressed again and followed the lady in and handed over $500. Gee whiz, I wish I could have got money like that when I was out trying to make a few dollars. Anyway, let's see how you're going there, Ian. VK4IJP with the group, VK4GRB.
Yeah, good evening, everyone. Yeah, a warm day, but it didn't reach 44 here. I think it really topped around 30. I've got to hold in the microphone button properly. Around 33 and a bit. That is under the shade of the back deck. If you did put the thermometer out in the sun, it probably topped 38 or something. So, depends on how you want to look at it, assess it, I suppose. Yeah, Merv. I sort of find it just for me to go and see my GP. I can have anything from a 3 to 4, and it's usually closer to 4 weeks to get in for my usual sort of checkup. And speak. And I asked, why is there a shortage of GPs? And she said, no one wants GP, they all want to be specialists because I thought, that was interesting. I thought that was interesting. We probably for a check. I think we had a message a little while back reminding us to make an appointment, which we haven't done yet. But you obviously had to have something removed and that. But they do like to make you wait, don't they? You sit there on the table for some time in your undies waiting. That's obviously just the way of how they work, I suppose, maybe. But anyway, and the one that I see, they use a camera, so they sort of over it and have a look at it on a display, on a screen. So I've always sort of thought, well, that's sort of interesting. There must be some form of visual characteristic that must be obvious to the eye. But it's obviously magnified somewhat, but yeah, I can't fathom them out. But it's a interesting industry. I did hear an interview regarding GPs that if they're running a practice, has got to have 4 GPs for them to make any real money. So I've sort of thought that was interesting. But the guy sort of went on to say that the costs, what they have to have in IT and all the other costs to conform to standard, I can't think of the word, but there must be a lot of behind the back of the scene costs, plus a practice manager that just looks after the practice. That seems a big way to go these days, practice manager. So, there's probably $80,000 or $90,000 a year just for someone to manage the practice, let alone do any work. And a receptionist or two. So then everyone else would be productive. That's the way how I look at it anyway. I could be there, but they were just sort of saying the compliance, all the things you have to do for compliance is super expensive and not very cheap. So it's probably, I actually think that's a lot of compliance and insurance. There's a lot of cost behind the back of the scenes. That playing around with some threads. We've had for until about 1:30, 8:30 sharp, like they said, and then it came back on around 1:30, 1:45, something like that. Don't know when it came back on because we were sitting. Anne was doing a little bit of study in the caravan, perking away to conditioner in the caravan. And actually, that might be the place I might spend more times on a hot day. Nicely pegged down to 12 in the caravan. Really good. Other than that, I've played with a couple of threads, working, another one I haven't, so we'll see. Or tomorrow, there's no problem. Yeah, and group.
VK4IJP, VK4 Golf Romeo Bravo Alpha Delta. Before we continue on, is there anyone else who wants the Bunya Mountains and District Amateur Radio Club call in now, please? Okay, no Don and no Jake at the present time. Okay, Russell or Eric. Uh, only a small group. This is just a reminder that on the 10th of February is our next there's a few topics going to be talked about at the meeting. One is just a bit of a fill-in on which will be happening on the 19th of, well, a bit of an ease up or a review on what's happening on the 19th of February. But in a if you're running a standard equipment, you don't really have much, not a heater operator thing, and there's a little bit of EMF changing on our regs. Other than that, a financial changeover happens. Let's go with the flow. Bravo Alpha Delta. For any other call-ins before we start the second round, VK4BAD. Like I said, it's going to be a short net tonight. Really. But anyway, on the cyclone there, yeah, as I said, I was out most of the day. I took the ute for its first little test run, and I found a little spanner lit up on my dashboard. So I plugged in my scanning module, and my exhaust not working properly. I've already worked out why. While it was sitting still, not being used, I did have to fire up and run the ute a couple of times for up all auxiliary batteries. Stand by. Okay, I charge up the auxiliary batteries. If this radio, yep, I'll swap over radios. Stand by. Okay, this is VK4 Bravo Alpha Delta. VK4BAD comes here. I'll fix them up shortly. I know what they are. Since the ute has what the base has its own Wi-Fi and all that, there is a lot of power being utilised, and the vehicle had to be run at least a week for about half hour to an hour. And, the first couple of times it was just on an idle, and now and then the last two times it's been on a high idle, and I'd say the exhaust sensor got a little bit of carboned up while idling. So that's where I think that one's come from. I'll pull it out and give it a clean up and pop it back in. As I said, it's probably just covered in carbon by doing just the idle instead of a fast idle. Anyway, with that one there, this is Victor Kilo Bravo Alpha Delta, listening for any other call-ins, VK4. Echo Mike, yeah, okay, thank you for the update on the cyclone, for what you've seen of it. Yeah, as I said, been following it since a week ago, last week I first taken, and that very, as I said, it was a category for the models I was looking at. Today's model, I'm set a Cat 1, and it's going to head off to the southeast. And today, yesterday's for BAD. Over to you there, Merv.
Hello, Gary, VK4BAD for IJP.
Doing the same thing on this one. Okay, back to you there, Merv.
Gary, if you were transmitting, there was nothing coming through. Anything at all. I'll get out of here too. I'll say good evening. Thanks for running the net tonight. Good to hear you both there. And a little bit of good news here today in the mail. And the power company is going to change my meter. They were in the area here a while ago. So the meter guy was telling me old meters around the area with the new ones where they don't have to have people dropping in. And I said, well, they never came here and they never did mine. And he said, oh no, yours is new. Well, it's not new, it was years ago, but I suppose it's still new under the standard. Anyway, well, I can put a note on your information here that you know, would like the meter changed. Anyway, the letter came in the mail, as I said, saying they're going to do that in a couple of months' time. In a couple of months' time. You can't rush these things, I guess. And, yeah, I used to, you know, didn't like the man coming here because he'd drive up the laneway and get over or through the fence and then go around to the side of the house and read the meter and go out the same way. He's not supposed to be doing that. You know, if he got hurt falling through the fence or caught in the wire or I don't know, got attacked by a rattlesnake or something, you know, that's what I said to him. It's going to be your fault, not mine, if you do all these things you're not supposed to be doing. He said, oh, no. All right, over to you, Ian, and I'll say good evening. I'm going to clear out of here. And we'll catch us all before too long. Good evening, fellas. VK4GRB, Mike, clear.
Okay. In fact, I got one of his letters by email, and my meter would only be 6, 7 years old, maybe 8 at times. I'm not too sure when we moved into the house and got it connected, but it event and pipe so they could put solar panels and that. So anyway, it's yeah, it'll be interesting. I think what probably the delay has been for me. I think we've had a cyclone, and I wouldn't be surprised if all the guys have been working elsewhere. So, but anyway, yeah, I'm not too sure how these new ones communicate. We'll be communicating in them. My son's box, he had his graded a little while back. He had graded because of air conditioners he was having installed and solar. But his, they put a hole in it and put an aerial on it, so his has got a SIM card. So, but someone has mentioned a while back that they can communicate back through those. The question, how pure is the AC these days with all these inverters that are on our homes? Pure is the AC, how noisy is it? And how does that affect these meters and us poor consumers? But anyway, okay, Merv, you're probably long gone, so we'll go back to Gary and we'll see how we are. VK4BAD, VK4IJP.
VJP, VK4 Bravo Alpha. Before we close off, does anyone else want to come in and say hello, goodbye before we close the net off? VK4BAD. Okay, nothing else. That one's going to play up again. Okay, yeah. To turn that one off for the time being. Okay, and I'll do the shutdown. This is VK Bravo Alpha Delta for the Backgammon Radio Club. Until the same time, VK4 Bravo Alpha Delta. Would like to thank VK4 Echo Mike, Merv, VK4 Ian in and of course Merv's in Pittsworth. And I'll now resume back to my home call of VK4 Golf Romeo Bravo, Gary in Faryiryland. And until I am on that one, right? No worries. Until the same time next week, 7:30 p.m, 1930 hours, 0930 UTC. This is Victor Kilo 4 Golf Romeo Bravo saying 7-3. Take care of yourselves, and we'll catch you all again next week. VK4 GRB out.